Hello, I am Marina Ormes here with your Astro vibe for Thursday, December 29th. The moon is going into Aries very early today, my time, and also we have Mercury stationing to go retrograde at 1:31 a.m. Pacific time. And that moon goes into Aries at, just between, just after 1 a.m. Or 2 a.m., sorry. So what does it look like with Mercury stationing retrograde and Mars in Gemini also retrograde? There's a lot stacking up here to be something that is not moving forward. So think retracing the steps of where you have already been. Mars is the planet of action, of movement. It's courage and will and assertiveness. And so when Mars is retrograde, as it has been for several weeks now, we have less impulse or energy for moving forward and more energy for working things out, figuring out what are the best ways to go about things. There might be some action, some trial and error, some mistakes to be made and learning to happen. And that is part of the lesson of Mars. And with Mars being retrograde, it's a review. It's a review of our actions, our ways of moving. It is a redoing or a rethinking, relearning. And with Mars in Gemini, it's all about information. And so thinking and Gemini is about learning. It's about the mind. It's about ideas. And so rethinking our ideas, understanding things at deeper levels, the need to be proactive in digging deeper to find information and to educate ourselves and to get the information we need to understand things more fully and to be more effective problem solvers. So with Mercury, so what happens when Mercury stations retrograde is that it slows down and it hovers. That's what all planets do when they change directions. And by the way, they're not changing directions literally in the sky. It's just because the Earth is also a moving planet. Earth is also moving in its orbit. And so we experience the effect of planets moving backwards from our perspective in the zodiac. The same way it feels like when you're in a multi-lane highway and a car might be moving faster or slower and it looks like it's going backwards from you, but it's actually, of course, still moving forwards. So that is what happens. And when Mercury is stationing retrograde, it hovers, it slows down, it kind of stops its movement as it is changing direction. So we have that heightened energy of Mercury, themes of information exchange, information processing, learning things, how we digest or don't digest information. So then Mercury begins its retrograde period, which will extend obviously into 2023. So Mercury will be retrograde as we go through New Year's Eve and New Year's Day and into throughout much of January. So with this energy of Mercury going retrograde, there are, of course, always with Mercury retrograde, some things to be aware of. So just be aware that communication may be frustrating. It's a good thing and a good time to double check, to check details, to review, and make sure that you have everything in order and that you're understanding fully and that details have been double checked. It's also a good time, of course, to back up your systems, make sure that you have information processes and systems in place. I have a cat here who would like to say hello. So here's my kitty cat, and she wants to be on my lap. So she's helping us with Mercury retrograde, and as Mercury goes retrograde, we are it also brings us some really clear benefits. So let's think about what that is. 3 benefits that I have to share with you of Mercury going retrograde. Number 1 is it is an opportunity to slow down and reflect. It's an opportunity for things to not be moving quite so quickly in terms of the fire hose of information. And so it lets us slow down our nervous systems. It lets us think things through a little bit more methodically and thoroughly. Okay, so that's number 1, opportunity to slow down and reflect. Number 2 is it allows you to reevaluate. So what have you done or thought through or made a decision about that maybe you want to go back and think about it again? And that chance to reevaluate, when you think about it, it really it brings us this opportunity to get things right, to do them better than we did the first time, and to deepen our thinking around it. Okay, and finally, number 3 is it is an opportunity to just take a mental break, right? To not be moving so fast in our processing of information, in our need to communicate. Sometimes it's just really beneficial to our nervous systems and our well-being overall to slow down, to take a break, to stop thinking so much, to let go of worries, to let go of the need to be hyper vigilant in our thinking. And so taking a break is a great idea. It's a good time for that, as we have both Mercury and Mars retrograde. Mercury retrograde in Capricorn is also taking us back through some more methodical thinking, helping us to lay the foundations of the way we want to be in the world, what it is we want to create and manifest, and how we want to think about the planning and foundations. So just an opportunity to really think things through, to really be more clear about what's important, and get down to the essentials, the essence of what we want and how we want to think about things. So that's Mercury in Capricorn going retrograde. We're also in that Capricorn moon cycle, so we are thinking about the foundations, planning for the future, thinking about structures and systems and ways of getting organized. We're thinking about our relationship to the past and how we are laying the foundations of the future. The Moon in Aries is also squaring those Capricorn planets. We still have 4 planets in Capricorn, not just Mercury, but also Venus, the Sun, Pluto in Capricorn, and that's with Mercury, that's 4. So this moon going into Aries, first of all, it is conjunct Jupiter. As it enters Aries, Jupiter is in that 1st degree of Aries, bringing expansion to the need to move forward, and how that combines with this energy of slowing down. It can create some challenge, some conflict in what's going on and how we need to respond and act on what is going on. It's about slowing down and thinking things through and asking yourself, is that really an appropriate reaction, or is there a different way I want to respond? So it's acting from authenticity, acting from courage, acting from truth, rather than reacting from a place of feeling like you need to step in and control something that you can't really control. So really, what is the right action? What is the path of authentic, courageous, standing up for your truth and what it is that's important to you, getting down to that essence. So some complex energies going on today, and the moon also forming that square with Capricorn planets, first quarter square of the moon. For first quarter moon. And so again, some challenging energies, but also an invitation and an opportunity to think about what's important to you and how you want to approach things from a place of slowing down and being a little more attentive to your deeper inner needs and truth. There you go. Hopefully that's a good summary. And I thank you for being here. So much great content on this channel. Check out all the, video titles that I have. There might be something in particular that's speaking to you that you just need to hear today. So just scan through those titles and see what jumps out at you. I've got some great playlists too. A recap of 2022 and some of the most popular videos about things that were important in 2022 and a little bit more significant astrologically. Also, similarly, as we head into 2023, there's another playlist on some of the things that are going to be happening and what to expect in the astrological weather as we head into 2023. So check those out. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for being here. And if you want to learn more about me, you can visit astrologyheals.com. Thanks again. Bye for now.